Hey folks, ET here coming at you with a week ahead look for SPY. So let's get to it. First off, we obviously have an election this week in the US. So we will probably see some catalysts, some things, some binary events, some volatility, all those words where we could see some great volatility in the market. So a good week. If you're not experienced, to take it slow, take it easy, play a little less, maybe not as heavy in your positions, and let's see how things play out. Good week for small positions that can turn into very big positions if things go your way. So let's just plan it out, take a look at what everything looks like, and go from there. For starters, our customer sentiment, daily customer sentiment, is still in the short the pop mode, still in that we had that big abrupt move down, and we've been going down ever since. We're in this bearish territory, a small little bit of recovery right there. For the most part, we are in the short the pop mode. We'll keep an eye on that as the week progresses to see what goes from there. Dark pool, some prints to mark on your charts that rolled through on Friday at 568.8. Remember, don't worry about bull bear. It's really bull bear depending on where positioning is. So if we're below this price for some reason and we're butting up against it and can't get above, well, then it's a reject point. But if we stay above it, if we bounce it and then keep going back upwards, then it's a nice repel bounce area, if you will. Not necessarily repel, but a bounce area. The gamma repels, dark pools don't necessarily work that way. Now, dark pools are really interesting to me. We have a bunch of big levels up here, and then we're real thin down low. So really, below this 579.94, and really this cluster of dark pools right here that are all very large, we can keep rejecting down going into this 569 area, which matches somewhat that SIG print above, and I bet you we'll find some gamma that matches it as well as we go along within the rest of our video here. So very interesting. Just mark these on your charts. They do change daily, so it's always important to keep an eye on our weekday videos telling us what exactly is going on and how gamma and dark pools have changed throughout the week. Speaking of, let's go ahead and jump into our price distro and our gamma and everything else. But I do want to point something interesting out here for now before we get going as our whale timeline. Should cover it more often, but I haven't been lately, but I really should. What's really interesting to me is how big this 550 position has grown. Pretty flat for a while there, and it's going quite a bit up. These do change periodically throughout the week, throughout the day, so always keep an eye. You can see that 585 has dumped a little bit, and then we see a 570. This purple here is on the rise, and then that 550 is on a rise. So for downside, let's see if 550 matches anywhere as we go along. Not sure yet. We will see how that goes, though. Okay, price distro. Remember, one day equals next day. A lot of times they've been showing bullish lately, but we haven't necessarily been getting that. So let's keep an eye on how we go. So this is Monday. It's showing a little bit bullish. Tuesday, showing bullish for election day. Wednesday, showing a little bit bullish. That's Friday. Let me go back. Thursday, showing a little bit bullish, and Friday showing a little bit bullish as well. Remember, always keep an eye on the changes of these, and also this does not override what gamma says ever. Gamma is going to be our A1A. We have this here as just a guide to see, because what we really want to see in a perfect scenario is our price distro, our dealer OI, and our gamma line up real nice as we go along to see how that goes. Right now, price distro, I can already tell you, is not lining up with dealer OI, because remember, big red bar to the left is actually bullish. Green bars to the right are bearish. So Friday showed a little bit bullish. We actually had somewhat we finished green, I think. So somewhat of a bullish day there. But right here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all showing a little bit bear right now, which does not work with price distro right here at all. And then our Friday showing slightly bull. So keep in mind, these do change as well. Keep an eye on them as we go along throughout the week. But interesting look there that we're showing kind of 4 consecutive bearish positioning there as we go. Let's jump into our aggregate gamma. Just going to point out real quick our extremes, our 556 and our 590. Okay, so they're not huge green bars, but they are there. I'd suspect we're going to see a pretty big gamma shift Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll find out soon, and then we'll have those in our pre-market prep videos as we go along. Still have this big gamma cluster, 571 up to 575 that we're sort of trading in. Biggest pulls, 580 and 570. That's a pretty good range right there if we can trade within that. No sweat there. Let's go ahead and dig into our dailies and then check our GEX and VEX profile and get you out of here. So Monday, 11.4. Let's take a look. Monday, 11.4 showing quite interesting. Below 572, actually room all the way down to 559. Biggest pull at 567. Above 572, we've got room in that kind of positive gamma cluster we saw in the ag up to 576. So we could range there if we end up having a range day, or we could have a pretty big dip day. Biggest pull is 567. So if that remains and we start seeing that on 0-day gamma, and we start to see big pulls that are showing up a little bit lower, like at this 564, then we know we stay in that short the pop mode if we can't pass that 572. Tuesday, let's go ahead and jump in. 11.5. Tuesday, 11.5. Showing a little bit of a different gamma profile there. 571, so we're kind of starting to see that 570 range show up, right? We saw 572 on Monday, 571 here. If we're going to have a somewhat bullish day, we need to stay over 571, and that gets us into this positive gamma cluster here, about 581. Biggest pull of 573. That is election day, so things could get really hairy. We also have another repel up here at 596 and a very small one down here at 553. So interesting look here for Tuesday. Got a pretty wide range from 571 to 581 if we stay in there. If not, we know where our downside is. We know where our upside is. 0-day gamma is really going to show us with our biggest pulls, with our net flow combination there if we get convergence either direction. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11.6, day after, probably still be dealing with all the stuff from it. 580 up to 590. Look at this, 585 biggest pull. So if we remain above 580, we've got a lot of upside on Wednesday, a ton of upside. If we can't break 580, I bet we start to see these pulls grow a little bit. That takes us down to that 570, which makes sense with some dark pulls. This 580 matches that largest ag right there, which has that cluster of a range all the way up to around that 585. So let's see, we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's check Thursday, then Friday, then get you out of here. So Thursday, very interesting. Big gamma cluster all the way down here around 551. Interesting, we're seeing this here when we saw that 550 on the whale timeline. Two biggest pulls are 530, which is crazy, and 566. Simple look, though. We hold above 555. We have room to 570, which is another crazy, crazy, crazy range. Over 570. Not a lot pulling right here, but room up to 582. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wait a second here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's check what our Friday looks like. Fridays are always crazy because a lot of hedging and re-hedging, in my opinion. So the pulls are a bit nuts to take a look at. Decent sized pull at 545. Biggest one's actually around 580. Got some decent repel at 571, 555, 562, 565, and a big one up here at 589. For some reason, we're over 589. We got room up. If we cannot break that, Friday's got a pretty big size range there as well. Remember, Fridays are always a bit messy, so I try not to rely on them as much when Friday comes. I do put out a pre-market prep because these do clean up just a little bit for us. I do put in a PMP for everybody to watch, but 0 day is really going to control us on Fridays, and we'll start to see some interesting things happen throughout the day there. Gex and Vex profile, remember, further below the zero the blue line is, the more price is supported, and it does change throughout the week. If you remember last week, we saw when we rolled over, we had some levels here, and we went all the way up to around where our top for the week was, and then this started to walk backwards down to these lower levels, and that's where price was most supported. So interesting. If you go back and watch last week's video, we had a line around here and a line around here. We started the week around here, and then this started to walk backwards instead of having two areas of support, and we ended up right where we are right here on price just about. So interesting look there, how that range was kind of called out a little bit on Sunday for us when we put this video out. That is all for now. It is going to be a volatile week. Everybody, please do stay safe out there. Keep your eyes on what is happening. Do not over risk, do not over leverage, do not blow your accounts up. The market is open every single week, and it will be a lot more predictable once we get outside of these binary events. Everybody have a good week. Stay safe out there and go get that Oprah money.